Folks, welcome to Bright Mind Academy, where we bring balance to every lesson. So let's look at question 3 or analytical geometry questions. Going to be question 3 and question 4. This is the May-June 2024 question paper. Okay, yes. It says in the diagram, A of those coordinates B and C are the vertices of triangle ABC. Okay, vertices of triangle ABC like that. AB is produced to S. AB is produced to S. D and F are the x and y intercepts of AC respectively. AC, D are the x and y intercept respectively. F is the midpoint of AC. F, very important. Midpoint. If it is a midpoint, it means the two halves are equal again. Midpoint. I need to remember this. This is the midpoint. And then, and the angle of inclination of AC is alpha. Okay, sharp, this one. The equation of AB is given as that, and the equation of AC is that, sharp. This should be a beautiful question. Show that K is 1/3. K, it is 1/3. Which K? This one, the gradient. So how can I do that? I have a point on that gradient. I have a point on that line. Again, when I have a point on that line, I can say Y it is 4, then K, X it is 3 plus 3, and then when I take 3 to the other side, it's going to be 1, and then K divided by 3 is just 1/3. Just do mathematics, guys. Just needed to substitute the off. Therefore, it means the renewed equation is going to be 1/3 x plus 3. And then another thing I should stress out, let me see. Nothing. Let's continue. Calculate the coordinates of B, the x-intercept of AS. Okay, the x-intercept of AS, the x-intercept of AS. So I know for x-intercept, I let y equal to 0. So it's going to be, for x-intercept, I let y equal to 0. So it's going to be 3 is equal to 1, or 0 is equal to 1/3 x plus 3. And then when I take 3 to the other side, it's going to be 1/3 x. Then I divide by 1/3 or multiply by 3 on both sides. X is going to be -9. So the coordinates. So the coordinates are gonna be x is -9, y is 0. Easy, 3 marks for now. For 3 marks, calculate the coordinates of C. What are the coordinates of C? Okay, check where C lies. C lies on BC, but it also lies on CA. But I think CA has more information. But what information? You still remember that this is the midpoint. You still remember that F is the midpoint of AC. So F is the midpoint between here to here and here to here. So if I can find the coordinates of F first, which is my midpoint, F, remember, it is my midpoint. So how can I find the coordinates of F? They told me that F, it is the y-intercept. So on this equation, I'll say, okay, for y-intercept, I let x equal to 0. So it means y is going to be 2 minus 2. And also I know that this is my y-intercept. I'm just proving for people who are not so sure. So it's going to be -2. So F as a coordinate, so when x is equal to 0, y it is equal to -2. And if this is a midpoint, guys, I don't like people who are doing midpoint formula and all of that. Just do this. Just do this. You know the distance from here to here is the same as the distance from here to there, because it is the midpoint. So what you can easily do, it is use translation. Okay, it is used what? By translation. By translation says this one to there, what happened to x? X, I subtracted 3. So whatever x coordinate here, I subtracted 3. Again. So, okay. So x, it is 3 minus 3, it is 0. Okay. On the y, what happened? I said from 4 to -2, I subtracted 6. So it means the y, we subtracted 6. Okay, we subtracted 6. So y, let's say y it is 4. 4 minus 6, it is -2. So it means similarly from here to here, it will also approach the very same thing. So you'll say After finding that f has a coordinate of 0 and -2, you will say from A to F, what happened is that the coordinates of A were x and y. But now to get F, we said x minus 3 and then y minus 6. This is the transformation. But we already know the coordinates again. So it means from F to C, we'll also approach the same thing. But now we know what are the coordinates of F. The coordinates of F are 0. 0. So we're going to be using this translation. This is translation. Okay? So we're going to say the coordinates of F, it means it's going to be, actually, I don't even need to do this. The coordinates of F is going to be, follow the same pattern. 0 minus 3, x, substitute x as 0. 0 minus 3, it is -3. -2 minus this, it is -8. Done. Okay? Or you can take it a longer route and say, after finding the coordinates of F there, you know it is the midpoint. So you're going to say the midpoint, it is 0 and -2. And you know the equation for the midpoint is going to be 3 plus x that you did not know divided by 2, as well as 4 plus y that you did not know divided by 2, and say this one is from this one. So you're going to say 0, it is equal to 3 plus x divided by 2, and then 4 plus, okay, -2 is equal to 4 plus y divided by 2. And then this 2 multiplied by 0, it is 0, and then x is going to be -3 here. And y is going to be 2 multiplied by -2, it is -4. -4 minus 4, it is -8. So still the same thing, guys. So yeah, that's that. And then calculate. Okay, so determine the equation of the parallel line of the line parallel to BC and passing through this one. So the equation of the line parallel to BC, where is BC? Okay, line parallel to BC, passing through point S. Okay. So that line, particular line they are talking about, it is parallel to BC, but it is also, it also passes at the thing the off, like that. Or they want me to find the equation of this line, basically. If, okay, S has a coordinate of -15, -2. What do I need for me to find the equation of this parallel line? I need a gradient and it's and a point I now have. How can I find the gradient? I do not have any point. So I need another property. But I know that for parallel lines have the same gradient. Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is find the gradient of BC. Okay, the gradient of BC, I'm going to say it is y, 0 minus -8 divided by -9 minus -3. And then the gradient of BC is something like -4 divided by 3. Therefore, the gradient of parallel line, I'm going to say the gradient of the parallel line is the same as the gradient of BC, which is the same as -4 divided by 3. Why? Why? Because the lines are parallel. Again, the lines are parallel. BC is parallel to that line. Okay, and then I now have a what? Gradient. I can now use my point thereof and say y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Okay, y minus y1, it is -2, so it's going to be +2 is equal to m, it is -4 divided by 3, x, it is x, minus, but it is -15, so it's going to be +15. And then I'm going to have y is equal to -4 divided by 3x. And then this is going to be 3 and 5 is going to be -5, 20, 2018. Oh, it's negative 20, negative 20, negative 20, negative 22. So this is the equation of this line. Y is equal to negative 4 divided by 3x minus 22. Are we fine, guys? Minus 22. Let me write it on this side. Y is equal to negative 4 divided by 3x minus 22. Calculate the size of BAC. Calculate the size of BAC. BAC. Okay. BAC. So they basically wanted this one. What I like to do, guys, now, I do this. Almost all my videos where I record this one, I like to find the triangle, see where the triangle is between the x-axis as well as that one, and then extend it. So if I want this angle, let's name this angle alpha, and then let's name this. If I want this angle, do you see I can say this angle plus this angle, it is equal to this angle, y, exterior angle of a triangle. Do you see that? So I can name this angle beta. I can name this angle beta and say for me to find the theta, the angle that they want, BAC, this angle here, it means I need to find first alpha and also find beta, but it's easy because I have their respective gradients. Okay, so we know that gradient is equal to tan some angle. Okay, so I'm gonna first start by using this one. Gradient of AB, we have gradient of AB. Let me say gradient of AB, it is equal to tan beta. Gradient of AB, it is equal to tan beta. Okay, but now, gradient of AB, it is equal to tan beta, but I know what is the gradient of AB, it is 1/3. Right? It is what? 1/3. So if it's 1/3 like that, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. AB 1/3 tan beta, and therefore beta it is equal to arctan of this one. It's gonna be arctan of that one. Let me see. Just make sure I confirm. 18.43 degrees. Arctan of 1 divided by 3. 18.43. And then how can I find alpha? Because I want you to see something. Theta plus beta, it is equal to alpha, exterior angle of a triangle. So if I want theta, it's going to be alpha minus beta. So how can I find alpha? I need the gradient of alpha. The gradient of alpha, it is AD. And I already know the coordinates of D, right? Oh no, I do not. But it's easy to find the coordinates of D. Remember they said D is what? The x-intercept. So if D is the x-intercept on this one, I let this one equal to y. 0, I mean, y equal to 0, and then I get x equal to 1. So it means the coordinates for D, it is 1 and 0. I'll mention that for the examiner that the coordinates of D are 1 and 0. And then I need to find the gradient of DC. Gradient of DC is going to be y. I'm going to use 4 minus 0 divided by 3 minus 1. 4 minus 0 divided by 3 minus 1. It is 2. So if the gradient it is 2, it means now beta, it is arctan, right? Remember, guys, 2, it is equal to tan what? The angle thereof, the angle between DC. The angle between DC, DA, so DA, guys. This is DA. It's going to be tan of alpha, and then alpha it is equal to how much? 43, so 63.43 degrees. And then can you see now I have alpha, I have beta. I can now beautifully find my what? My theta. So I'm going to say, therefore, my theta is going to be alpha minus beta, which is 63.43 minus 23.43, 18. 18.43. And then I get a beautiful answer such as 45 degrees. So that's that, guys. Every time when you want an angle, try to see if there is a triangle or what now. So yeah, I'm gonna erase everything here. Okay, let me see what is the follow-up question. If it is further given, so it will need enough space if it is further given. It is further given. Okay, let me stop there. It is further given that the length of AC it is 6 square root of 5. Calculate the value of this one. Okay, before we do that, let's see AC. Oh, okay. We are given the length of AC, guys. AC, it is some square root of length of AC, 6 root 5. And then they want me to find what? Calculate the area of ABD. ABD. ABD, let's see, ABD. ABD. As well as the area of, divide by area of ASC. ASC. Here too. ASC. Oh, so it means I should take this one here as like that. Then the area of ASC, ASC. Okay. Okay, what I like is that they have the common angle here. This is what I like. So if they have a common angle thereof, what I need, okay guys, this is easy. What I need, if I have a triangle like this, and I cannot use half multiplied by base times height because I only use it there when I have right angle triangle. I get right angle triangle. But this one is not it. So I'm going to use half times A times B times sine C. So it means if this is angle, I'm going to use the adjacent sides. So it's easy to do that. So it means for the green triangle, I'm going to use this angle. So I'm going to need AD, length of AD as well as length of AB. So I'm going to need length of AB AB divided by AD. I'm going to need the length of AB. I'm going to also need the length of AD. And then when I look at the bigger triangle, since well, I'm also using the very same angle theta, it means I'm going to need this line AS as well as AC. AS as well as AC. AS as well as AC. So let's find that, guys. The length of AB is going to be square root of AB. AB is going to be square root of, did I start with AB? Yes. AB is going to be 3 minus 9, which is 3 plus 9, plus 4 plus minus 0. Okay. So I say AB, just distance formula, 9, 3 minus 9, which is 3 plus 9, squared plus y minus x, which is 4 minus 0 squared. And then we get a distance of AB, 4 root 10. Just leave it like this for now, 4 root 10. How do we find AD? AD, it is from this point to the, remember D have coordinates of 1 and 0. So it's going to be 4 minus 0, 3 minus 1 squared, 3 minus 1 squared, and then 4 minus 0 squared. 3 minus 1 squared plus 4 minus 0 squared. Okay? 3 minus 1 squared, this, it gives me 2 root 5. Sorry. AS, I think AS, they give it to me. AS, oh, no, I was given AC. AC is 6 root 5. Fine. And then AS, what is AS? AS. So it's going to be 3 minus 15, which is 3 plus 15, and 4 plus 2. 3 plus 15, 3 plus 15 squared plus 4 plus 2 squared. Again. And then this gives me something like 6 root 10. Then I can find the areas of those. How? For me to find the areas of those guys, I just need to say it's going to be, the top one is going to be equal to half multiplied by the adjacent angle, ABD. ABD, it is the green triangle, ABD. So it is AB divided by, okay, it's going to be half multiplied by AB multiplied by AD. Half multiplied by AD multiplied by AB multiplied by the sine of 45 degrees. The sine of the angle theta, you still remember we found theta to be 45 degrees. Or even if you did not find it, just say sine angle A, okay? Sine angle A, because it is just angle A. And then divide by half. The bigger triangle ASC, the yellow one, you're going to use AS and AC. AS, it is AS times AC times, can you see it is also using the very same angle, which is angle A, the off. Therefore, I can cancel off the halves as well as the sine AC. So I'm basically left with AD multiplied by AB divided by AS multiplied by AC, which is AD, it is 2 root 5 multiplied by 4 root 10, which is AB, right? And then I'm going to divide all of that by AS. AS, it is 6 root 10. And then this is 6 root 5. Basically, the root will cancel off. This one will cancel this will cancel this. And then this is the same as 8 divided by 36. 8 divided by 36, I don't know. 8 divided by 36, 2 divided by 9, I think. So when I punch that on my calculator, I get something like 2 divided by 9. So this is that, guys. This is basically that for that particular question thereof. And then we're going to move on to question 4. Question 4 of the same question paper. Question 4 is going to be, what is this grade 12 one again? It says, in the diagram, the circle centered at this one, centered at those here, A, B are the points on the circle, on the circumference, okay? This is not the center, guys. Center is here. Sharp. E is the midpoint. Very important, E is the midpoint of AB. Okay, if it's the midpoint, then it's fine. It's easy to find the coordinate. Calculate the coordinates of E. Coordinates of E. Okay, it's just the midpoint now. You know how to find the midpoint, most. Midpoint, you just add the x together, negative 3 plus 5 divided by 2, and then the y together, negative 3 plus 1 divided by 2. And then you get the midpoint to be something like 1 and 1. Guys, oh, sorry, negative 1. 1 and negative 1. Okay. And then uh, calculate the length of AB. Guys, some questions I feel like not doing them because you don't have time. AB, you know how to find AB, guys, again. It is x minus the first x, I can say negative 3 minus 5 squared plus negative 3 minus 1 squared. Guys, it's also fine if you said 5 minus 3, which is 5 plus 3, and 1 plus 3. It's fine. And then you get AB to be something like, they said leave your answer in set form. Set form. Set form. You can leave it at square root of 80 or 4 square root of 5. As long as it is a set form. Not said, sad. Okay. Okay. Determine the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Guys, if this is a line, perpendicular bisector is here, they're off. This is just the perpendicular bisector there. So of AB, perpendicular bisector of AB. I think perpendicular bisector of AB is going to be somewhere here. I'm not sure in that going in that side or which, but they want what? The equation. So the equation of the perpendicular bisector. I know that if lines are perpendicular, it means the gradient of this one multiplied by the gradient of that should be equal to negative 1. And it is a perpendicular bisector of AB. So it's going to, remember if there is a line here, when the perpendicular bisector comes, it's going to bisect exactly at equal. So hence I drew it at E. Maybe if you're asking yourself, why I did not draw it here? Because if it is a perpendicular bisector, this length should be equal. So it should be exactly at the midpoint. So yes, it is a, let's say it is a line passing like that. So yeah, but yeah, it's fine, this one. And then it's easy. Let me just find the gradient of, I can find gradient of AE, can find the gradient of AB or the gradient of EB. Guys, the gradient on the same line are the same, irrespective of which line you use. So I'm going to use gradient of AB. Gradient of AB is going to be, I'm going to use negative 3 minus 1 divided by negative 3 minus 5, which is negative 4 divided by negative 8, which is half. Okay? And then I know that the gradient of a line and a perpendicular line, they are equal to negative 1. So it means the gradient of the perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector, they're off. Is it passing through point C? I don't know. Well, I'm not sure about that. But, oh, another thing, guys, still remember a line from the center to a chord. Line from the center to midpoint chord. You still remember that? Yes, guys. Euclidean geometry, you still remember that? Line from the center to midpoint chord. So if this is the center and I have a chord anywhere, so if I have a line from the center to that chord, it's going to be perpendicular to it. So it's going to bisect it equal. So I can use EC. Okay, yeah. But what I need, okay, so it means I'm going to say the gradient of EC thereof is going to be, remember, it's negative reciprocal. What is reciprocal of 2 over 1? You just flip this. It's going to be negative 2. And then the equation is easy because I have a point. E is just a point on that EC. So I'm going to say y minus y1 m into x minus x1. And then what is y? Y is going to be m, 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 guys. Why am I stuck? M is just the gradient of EC, which is negative 2. And then, okay, let me do this. Y minus y1, it is negative 1. So I'm going to say y minus negative 1. Or I can just say y plus 1, it is equal to negative 2 into x minus 1. And then y is going to be negative 2x. Negative 2 plus multiplied by negative 1, it is plus 2. Then minus 1, it is plus 1. This is the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Show that P it is equal to negative 3. Where is P? Okay, can you see that P is just a line? It's just a line on that on the graph of this one. So I can just say P, which is y, is equal to -2, and 2 plus 1, and then is equal to -3. That one is easy. Show by calculations that the equation of the circle is this. Okay, how can I show by calculations? By calculations that the equation of my is that. Remember, it is x minus a squared, y minus b squared, r squared. So it's gonna be I have the center. I now have the equation of the coordinates of the center, 2 and -3. So I'm gonna say x minus 2 squared plus y minus -3. -3 is just plus 3 squared, then r squared. How can I find r squared? R squared, it is the distance from any point from the center to the circumference. So I can find R by that, but I can say, okay, let me substitute any point. Let me substitute any point, 5 and 1, because it is a point on that equation of the circle, like on that circle. So I can say, let me substitute this and get R squared. And when you find R squared to be something like R squared to be something like 25. They tell me yes. Okay, after finding that r squared is equal to 25, I can come back to this one and say x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared, it is equal to 25. And then I can become a mathematician and simplify and say x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 25, it is equal to 0. And then it's just a matter of rearranging. You want it in which format? Okay, x squared plus y squared minus 4. Okay, guys, this is 4y minus 4x plus 6y. 4 plus 9, it is 13. 13 minus 25, I think it's -9. 4. I'm lying, guys. It's -12. And then, yeah, that's that, guys. That's basically that. Calculate the values of t. Calculate the values of t such that the straight line. Calculate the values of t such that the straight line with this will not intersect the circle. Okay, for them not to intersect, guys, for them not to intersect, the discriminant should be less than 0. For them not to intersect, if they said for this one to become a tangent, the discriminant should be equal to 0. If they said for it to touch it more than once, the discriminant is greater or equal to 0. So here we want where it do not intersect. So this line, it is here, and then we have the equation of the line thereof. What you can do, you can substitute y as that one thereof. What you can do, sub on the equation of the circle. After substituting, you'll get something like this. X squared plus tx plus 8 squared minus 4x plus 6 into tx plus 8 minus 12, which is equal to 0. For now, just substitute it there. For now, just substitute it here. And then try to simplify a little bit. Let's try to do that. X squared plus, this one is going to be t squared, x squared, because you square the first term, so it's going to be t squared, x squared, plus this times that is going to be 16tx plus 64 minus 4x plus 6tx plus 48 minus 12. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rearrange everything with x squared together. X squared together, okay? and then everything with x together, and then the thing is together. So when I do that, it's going to be x squared plus t squared x squared plus 16tx minus 4x plus 6tx, and then 64 plus 48, 64 plus 48, or just let me just say 32, is 96. Okay, and then uh, uh, let me see if I do not do any mistake. I want to see something. 36, okay, this is 36, not 32, 36. So it's 100. So I can group these ones and say I want this to be in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. So I'm going to take out x squared as a common factor. I'm going to take out x squared as a common factor. Something like it's going to be 1 minus t squared x squared plus, when I take out x as a common factor here, it's going to be, 16 minus 4, 16t minus 4 plus 6t. You agree? So 16t plus 6t is just the same as 22t. X plus 100. So this is in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. So for them not to intersect, I need my discriminant. I need my discriminant to be less than 0. Okay? Therefore, remember the discriminant is the same as b squared minus 4ac. What is b squared? B, it is 22t minus 4 squared minus 4. Okay, sorry, 4a, it is 1 minus t squared. C, it is just 100. Then it's just a matter of you doing your mathematics. 22 squared is going to be 484 t squared. 22 multiplied by 4, it is 88. Multiplied by 2, it is 176. Plus 4 squared, it's just 16. Negative 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 100 is negative 100. Negative 4 multiplied by negative t squared, it is positive 40 squared multiplied by 100, 400 t squared. Agir. But I need that to be Zhuang. I need that to be less than 0. Agir. I need that to be less than 0. Is it minus here? Okay, it is minus 1 minus t squared. Just a bit, I'm just trying to process something. And then, oh, hey, here, this is plus here. So about that mistake, it is plus there. And then, so it means also here it is going to be plus. And then everything is fine. 22. Okay. Okay, I think this one is fine. 2 minus 4, it's fine. Okay. So it means here, it's just plus here again. So it's going to become also negative here. Okay. Then this one minus that one is just 84, I guess. 84 t squared minus 176t minus 384t, 384. And then I can divide by 84, 84, no. I can divide by 4, yeah, I think 4. Yeah, when I divide by 4, I get 21t minus 21t squared rather, minus 44t minus 96 is less than 0. Or guys, you can automatically use quadratic here. Quadratic, okay? When you use quadratic, now I get something like 7t minus 24 is a factor, as well as 3t plus 4 less than 0, okay? Then the critical values. Your calculator will give you critical values, ne? Critical values will be -4 divided by 3 as well as 24 divided by 7. Okay? These are the critical values. So when you calculator, if you do not know how to find this one here, your calculator, after simplifying this, it will give you these answers. So for you to go back, I want you to do this. This is the same as the take this 3 to the other side is going to be, okay, I give it is -4 divided by 3. Just write it as take this 3 with f. Okay, so it's going to be, remember the answer is t is equal to this. So just multiply this to the other side. It's going to be 3t minus is equal to -4. And then 3t plus 4 it is equal to 0. So this is a factor. Can you see? There. Also, after it gives you 24 divided by 7, you know what you do. 7t is equal to, and then you minus 24. This is one of the factors. So yeah, that's that. If you want to cheat the system. And then I like to draw myself this one and say, okay, here it is -4 divided by 3. And then here it is 24 divided by 7. And then I check, I'm having a quadratic pattern with a positive gradient. Here, can you see? Positive gradient. So it means my slope will be like this. So my graph will be happy like that because a is greater than 0. And then I want where it is less than 0. So less than 0, it is somewhere here. Can you see? I want where it is less than 0. So it is below. So my answer is going to be, therefore, t should be between these values, 24 divided by 7 as well as -4 divided by 3. Okay, cool. Or someone might say t is an element of -4 divided by 3 and 24 divided by 7. Still fine, guys. Well, still fine by me. I don't see any problem there. There are some that says, let's find a value between this one and this one, that is, so that we substitute into the equation of this equation and see if it's positive or negative. But you see that here, when you put, let's say 0, it's going to be negative, and then this one, any number between this one is positive, and then we'll say, okay, it is between the negative, it is between here. So can you see that? Okay. So that's that, guys, for the May, June 2024 question paper that we are dealing with. So yeah, let's move on to the trigonometry part. Yo.